Hey CrateCharm fans, here we are again. We got another project for you. This is going to be a fun one. Going to be one you like. This is paper craft, and it's bag making. I started making these probably about 20 years ago, and at the height of my bag making career, I was making about 200 to 300 a week. Could be a fun project and even a good business. So let's take a look at what we're going to be making here. Our project for the day is going to be paper bags, and these can be used for birthday party favors or snacks. You can use them to make baby shower favor bags, or even these little wedding rice bags. These are really cute, really popular. If you get real industrious, you can even make the bigger shopping bag. Okay, so let's talk about the supplies we're going to need. We're going to need, number one, paper. Most of them standard 8.5 by 11. White copy paper is good enough for making your bags. You're going to need a form, and we use this to fold the bags around. These forms are made of wood. They have to be at least twice the height of the bag. They need to be sharp corners and have the dimensions you want for the bag. Now, you can cut these out of 2x4s, but they have to be square with sharp corners. You can't have the rounded corners, and the end has to be good and flat on them. I've got forms here for, this is a standard bag. This makes a bag that you would make out of an 8.5 by 11 sheet. This one would make a bag out of a half a sheet of paper, this size. And then we have the smaller block for the wedding rice bags. Okay, and again, for the industrious one, you can make a bigger block like that for the shopping or gift bag. And you're also going to need some ribbon. You can do without the ribbon, but I like putting the ribbon on there. Tools we're going to need are going to be a ruler, pencil, always, hole punch, a pair of scissors are handy to have, and clean, dry cloth, like a washcloth or a handkerchief or something like that. Something that must be clean and dry. Okay, are you ready to get started? I am. First of all, the very first thing is you have to wash your hands. Hands have to be clean and dry. The glue that we use on here, when we go through the process, if you have any dirt or grease or anything on your hands, it will show up on the paper. So be sure and wash your hands and keep them clean during the process. All right, we're going to take our paper, and I've kind of divided it off here to show you what we're looking at. We're going to print these bags in a computer, but we have to know where our images are going to appear. We can put any image we want. You see, I put a picture of my daughter on this one. Anything that you can take a picture of or download an image of on your computer, you can print on these bags. I've divided this up, and looking at this division here, this is kind of the size that we're going to be looking at. This is going to be the front of the bag. This is going to be a side panel. This will be a side panel. So you can print in this area, you can print in this area, and you want to remember you can only print from this line here up in this area, because you're going to fold the top of that bag over. You don't want to print in that area. This area from here down is going to be an area for the bottom of the bag. You won't be able to see it, so you won't print in that area. Today we're going to be making this size bag, is one that I use for birthday party bags, and it requires this form, which is 3 inches wide, 2 1/4 inches deep, and I usually make them about 12 inches long, just so you can handle it. Okay? All right. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the computer and arrange our images to fit this layout here, okay? So let's go to the computer. Okay, first of all, you need to work in a program like a paint program or Home Publishing 2000 is what I use. It's an old program, but I know how to use it, so that's what I use. But you can use any kind of program where you can create images and input images and change the size of them. So I'm going to go and start with a blank project, and I like working with my page horizontal. That means I don't have to rotate my images. So let's go there, and we got a blank page. Now I know by looking at this that my image in the center of my bag is going to be this far over from the edge. So 2 1/4 plus 1 3/4, that's going to be 4 inches is where I can start my image, and then 7 inches I have to end my image. So if you have a ruler on your page, you can tell where you're at. And I know that I want to be at least 1.5 inches from the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to add something, and I'm going to add, let's say, let's add something from our clip gallery. Okay, this is a picture of my favorite uncle here. Let's see. Let's see who we can get on there. There we go. All right. Hey, Uncle George. There he is. All right. Now, you see my image here is between 4 and 7 inches. So that image will take up the whole front of my bag, with the exception of the portion at the top, which is going to be folded over. And I probably want to put some text on there anyway. And I want to make sure that the image is at least 1.5 inches above the bottom of the bag. I'm going to raise it up just a little bit so I can put his name down there, okay? Alright, there's my image. I'm going to put some text on there. And let's say he is Washington. Okay, and I'm going to center that text. Alright, and let's say we're making a birthday party bag. Alright, yeah, happy birthday, George. Alright, let's get things centered up here, and let's give him some font that's a little more birthday party-ish, and I'm going to increase the size of the font a little here, and let's add a little color too, and say alright, happy birthday. And I'll raise it up and get that blue out of his hair. Alright, so we got our image located where we want on the paper, so we can go ahead and print that. Let's go ahead and print. Okay, you'll notice that we got a line on my block. This gives me a reference point for folding my bag. And if you're doing more than one of them, it comes in real handy for a reference point. So we're going to put it on there and crease the first corner, roll it over, crease the second, and over, third, and of course the fourth. We want to be sure that we come out that we're lined up top and bottom, or fairly so. That we want to make sure that happens. The glue I use is Type Bond 2. It's a wood glue. I like it because you can, when you press it, it thins it out and it adheres real quickly. And we want it to adhere and stick real quickly because we don't want to sit there and hold it for a long period of time. but it just needs a very, very fine line of glue, not too much at all. We're going to put it down, press it, and I like to take a good clean dry rag to press it. Give it a little pressure, and while you're running your rag up and down there, that'll create a little friction, make it a little warm so it'll adhere quickly. We're going to slide the bag down where the 1.5 inch portion of the bag is hanging over the end, and we're going to fold the sides in first and create a create a flap on the front and the back. Alright. Once we've created those flaps and fold and press those good, we're going to put a bead of glue right here on this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner. Then we're going to fold this one in, put a bead of glue right here, and then fold that last flap over there. And then we're going to take and rub that down real tight, put some pressure on it, make sure that it has enough time to stick good. It doesn't take long with this Titebond 2 wood glue, but we just want to push it down, make sure all the corners are creased really good and that it's going to stick. Alright, doesn't take any longer than that. Then we're going to slide the bag off of our form. Okay, at this point we want to fold those creases good and sharp on the corners, crease those corners, whatever you want to call it, and make some good sharp corners. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. I lose a lot of students right here. This takes a little manipulating. You need to use these two fingers in the sides, and you see what I'm doing? And the front and back of your thumbs and fingers on the front and back. And we're going to fold the bag in right here and create a fold in those corners. Can you see what I'm doing? You got to see what I'm doing. Alright, you see there? We folded it in, and then we're going to just walk that up to the top. And you can tell you're going to try to kind of keep the bag lined up side to side, and then just fold it right over. This creates a good bag fold, and then you just kind of iron it out with your block. That way you get a crease in your bag like such. Very good, eh? Alright, now you got a paper bag. What are you going to do with it? Hey, happy birthday, George. Well, George, I bought some Hershey's Kisses to fill these bags with. Well, you can tell they're not Hershey's Kisses, but we're going to do this for demonstration. I'm going to put a bag full of Hershey's Kisses in there, and I'm going to fold the bag up. Okay? Now, look what we're going to do. Let's make it really nice and decorative for George's birthday. Let's fold the bag over, oh, maybe 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch, whatever you fits for you. And then I'm going to put a couple of holes in here with my hole punch. You see what I'm doing? And these holes need to go all the way through the bag, like so, and space them out however you like. And then we're going to put a ribbon through there. Alright, let's take some red. I like to use a gross grain ribbon. You can use a satin ribbon too if you like. 3/8 ribbon is best. And we're going to run this ribbon, let's see, run it through the front. Alright, and then we're going to run it out back from the back to the front again. Just make a little loop at the back side. Alright. It's handy if you have these ribbons already cut at an angle. It's easier to get a point through that hole than it is a square block. and pull that like so. And then the final touches, you're going to take and cut just a little angle cut right here on the ends of your ribbon. Alright, and there's our finished product, and George will be happy with that, and so will the guest at the birthday party. You can do this, use this same application for the baby shower favor bags or for the snack bags. I even made some for trail mix. Whatever you need a bag for, you create a use for it. And have fun with it. We'll see you next time.